Student loans, student loans, student loans. Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Maya Angel, and today I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I feel about the 2020 presidential election result. This week has been crazy here in the United States, and I don't think we've ever had an election week. So that's the first. But with that being said, congratulations to President-elect Joe Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. Shout out to her. She is the first woman vice president and the first Black and South Asian vice president. Like, greatness. You know, Black women are the standard. Seriously though, I mean, just ecstatic. Like, it's long overdue. It's time. Like, it's really nothing else. It's sad that we're still having first in 2020, but just congratulations to her. That's a lot. Representation matters, and to see someone who looks like you in that position is just reassuring that, you can just do whatever you want to do. But regardless of whether you voted for Joe and Kamala or not, I just still think that there's so much uncertainty as to what now, where do we go from here? Like, what does this win even mean? So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. I was sitting thinking about it as I was processing everything that was going on. And I was just like, okay, what does this mean? Like, what is there to gain from this? What is there to lose from this? What should I be doing? Should I care? How will this affect me? Just question after question after question. So I just want to talk about 4 things that I can do and you can do for the next 4 years to just kind of give us a little bit more control, I guess, if that's the right word, or to just help us benefit going forward. I feel like everything shouldn't be so drastic or detrimental each time someone new gets in the White House. So yeah, that's what I want to talk about today. So the first thing I think we should be doing going forward is just becoming more politically engaged. Y'all know I'm an attorney, so I think I do a good job, especially given my age. I'm only 28, and I think that's pretty young, but I really make it a point to be politically engaged at a lower level, not even just in the presidential election. We have to make sure we know who's running for mayor in our cities, who's running for sheriff, who's going to be the prosecutor, who's going to be on the city council representing our district or our areas, who's going to be on the board of education, who's running for governor, who's going to represent us in the Senate. These are the people who affect your day-to-day livelihoods, and I promise y'all, they make so many decisions on a day-to-day basis that have more of a direct effect on you than a presidential election ever will. So, not to say that that's not important, but I think we need to do a better job of just paying attention to our local officials. We need to be holding these people accountable. There's just so many different things that we need to pay attention to politically, and it's not just about voting the right person in office. Like, we need to focus on actual policy. Like, what are these people saying that they're going to do? Where do they stand on, healthcare, student loans, education, student loans, student loans, student loans, criminal justice reform, where can it be reformed? And I say this because I think a lot of times we're lazy when it comes to politics. We know nothing about the person. We just know either they're Republican or Democrat or independent. And that's okay. Whatever party you're associated with, I personally don't care. But I think we all still need to do the work in understanding what's at stake politically when we put certain people in office, or when we just turn a blind eye to certain things, or when we're just not politically engaged at all. So yeah, Kamala and Joe have been elected to office now. It's time to go back and look at those policies. What did they promise on the campaign trail? I'm sorry, but it's time to deliver. And there's nothing wrong with that. We should be holding our elected officials accountable to do the things that they said that they were going to do. So it's partly on us to do our job, because we elect people and then it's like, okay, we go back to business as usual, and then we don't see anything being done and our community's getting better, and then we wonder why. And it's like, okay, nobody held these people accountable. So I think we all just have to do a better job of just being politically engaged. And this may even mean running for office. If you're seeing things not being done and you feel like you can make a difference and you have a vision for your city, for your county, for your state, feel free. Obviously, you don't have to have no experience to get into politics. So, just get involved politically. I just think we just need to do a better job of just getting involved politically. Okay, So the second thing I think we need to do is just become more economically engaged. So, you know, I be out here getting my bags, you know. I'm just trying to make sure y'all good. Seriously though, I think we just need to do a better job of paying attention to how we're spending our money, where we're putting our resources, especially in Black communities and communities of color, because typically our communities suffer more economically. I just think that we need to be paying attention. This means learning how to save. I think I recently read something that said that over half of Americans don't even have $1,000 saved up. I mean, I know we're in a pandemic and I know that people are unemployed, but it has to be in the back of your mind. Like, that has to be something that you're always aware of. You know, just watching the market, understanding when interest rates on houses are going up and going down, and knowing when to buy a house, when to buy a car, when to pay your student loans, when to refinance them so you get a lower interest rate. You know, those things matter, and so many other communities get ahead because they are paying attention to those things. And I don't even want to generalize this into one community is doing something that another community isn't. But I think I have to also speak from my experience as a Black person. We got to become more economically engaged, just point blank, period. I know y'all probably don't want to hear this, but this means property upkeep, maintenance of your neighborhoods, self-policing, you know, not allowing the property value to go down, because the property value has a direct effect on the public schools in your neighborhoods. All of these things are directly tied to one another, and we just have to do a better job of just knowing what's going on, you know? And in no way am I being tone deaf culturally or just being naive. I know there are so many barriers in place that we have no control over. However, I think where possible, we just need to pay attention economically. So the third thing I want to talk about is us being socially engaged or culturally engaged, whichever way you want to say that, but with a specific focus on the current pandemic, y'all. It doesn't matter what party you're affiliated with. Coronavirus is not political. We just have to do a better job, just all the way around. I don't think we have to wait until the government decides how we approach the coronavirus pandemic. I just feel like all of us have a personal responsibility to be responsible. You know, we don't have to wait for the government to tell us to wear a mask or not to go in a public place without a mask and not social distancing, knowing that you've tested positive for COVID. Like, that's common sense. And I just think we just got to do a better job, because none of this is going to end if we don't get the pandemic under control. You know, the quicker that we get the pandemic under control, the quicker that we can have some sense of normalcy. I don't know if we'll ever get back there, but I think we can all play our part. That's all I'm saying. And with Thanksgiving coming up specifically, there are about to be a lot of family gatherings. I think it wouldn't hurt to be creative. A lot of us have older family members, and I think it's important to look out for them. So this may look like doing shifts when it comes to eating Thanksgiving dinner. You know, having the older people eat first, and then all the younger people come later once they're gone, just to make sure we're not putting them at an increased risk. And this is what I mean when I say being just more socially engaged. Like, we don't have to wait for the government to tell us that. That's something that we can do on our own, just by being more socially engaged and just more socially responsible. Because I'm trying to travel. Like, I want to be on somebody's island in a two-piece, drinking wine and eating grapes. So I need y'all to help me. I think just overall, we can do a better job of just being more considerate and more compassionate as a people. So that's my little spill on that. And lastly, y'all know I did not play about this. So I personally thought it was important that we all just be more spiritually engaged. Y'all, this is such a crazy time. And I feel like, especially this past week, it felt like the whole country had heightened anxiety. And it's just like, I just want us to be more spiritually grounded, you know? So for me, that means more prayer, more journaling, more reading my Bible. For you, that may look like meditation, yoga, whatever it is that you need to do. I just think this is a great time to become more spiritually healthy. So for me, I just feel like my relationship with God has allowed me to not be as affected or impacted by everything that's going on, because I have such a different perspective, and my faith gives me that confidence and reassurance that I'm gonna be okay. Like it doesn't matter. Anything can happen. I'm gonna be okay in spite of. So I just encourage y'all, start reading the Bible, start praying, fasting, journaling has been very, very good for me. I picked it up in August. I didn't think I was gonna like it because I never grew up as a writing my diary type girl, so I did not think I was gonna like journaling, but I gave it a shot and it has been extremely therapeutic for me. If you don't do it already, I highly recommend it. It's just a way for me to just really connect with God and just pour my heart out. It's just really been something beautiful, I can honestly say. So I have nothing to say bad about journaling. And honestly, I would even say that it took my relationship with God to the next level. It just gave me so much more security in my faith and who I am as a person and where I'm going next season with my business, with my career, with my health, and just everything. You know, like I'm team journal, you know. So definitely start. Give it a try if you don't already. But yeah, that's everything that I want to talk about for this video. I think we will be okay the next 4 years, and I'm excited. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making it. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think, and I will see you guys next time.